enjoys playing Nuke and Inferno, you might not always want to pick it. So they're almost certainly going to go into those things. I think the other interesting thing is, forZe is a team who maybe second rotation will ban out an overpass or something like that. So if you are Dig, that's where I'm going if I'm you. You trust that they're going to pick a map you play, basically, and you want, in theory, head towards one of those ones where they're a little bit weaker.
Yeah, I think the one thing that Dig has going for them in this is that they should know what the veto is going to be coming out. forZe should pick out that Inferno, and Dig would likely be able to get that nuke. So we'll see if those picks come out. But yeah, forZe, they're just so predictable. And Vendetta, a player like him, and what we saw from Dig coming out last, it's very obvious
ridiculous.
What you're going to be seeing coming out of these teams. And because of that, I think Dig actually might have an edge, a leg up in terms of prep work. Because what we saw from them in Flashpoint 1 is that they did do their homework. They had so much nade damage. Their utility damage last Flashpoint was incredibly high because they knew the tendencies of teams coming into it.
Decided train, maybe?
Yeah.
Because if you look at how Dust 2 went, and presumably forZe wants to stay. There's the thing, if I'm Dig, maybe I don't even care if it's train. Like in this scenario, like they've both basically just said, like it's Dig who picks now. I think they should pick Dust 2 actually, just from the way it went.
I think Dust 2 is actually probably where this should go. Okay, all right.
That was well done. Fair play.
I like that because Dig right now, I'm not sure if they exactly know their identity. Are they a more tactical team, a more kind of puggy team? And I'm glad they're going with Dust 2 because they have had success there before.
This is how you know it's the last chance qualifier though, because both teams just said, listen, we both like the same maps, let's just play those. Handshake.
You know, it's funny looking at this because, I mean, I get why Dignitas might have picked Dust 2. Now, they're 0-2 on Dust 2 in this tournament, but you have to consider that forZe got absolutely bodied by Envy, 16-2 on Dust 2. Honestly, if I'm Dignitas, I'm not too upset with this. Like, I've won Inferno. You know, Nuke and Inferno are the only maps that Dignitas Vi has won so far, and they get both of them in the first two.
Yeah, that actually should pan out really well for them. The way they played against Contact was impressive. They were able to plug up the hole. I mean, they made it look, I would say, like passable. I wouldn't say it was like, it didn't blow me away in terms of their performance on those maps, but they played it in such a way that forZe can't just play a normal set style and beat them because Dig has shown that they can tear apart teams like that. I mean, the Snappy-led Contact actually did lose to them on those two maps, as you mentioned.
Well, let's take a look at some more in-depth analysis with Alan, who is here to give us some insight onto Dignitas Vi's play on the Telestrator.
So this time we're going to take a look at a round from Dignitas here on the CT side of Nuke. And the best thing about this round is seeing forZe with really great early mobility, getting some information, and then from there, Dignitas making some really great informed decisions. So let's watch this one play out and keep your eye on forZe. He's the player at the bottom below forest just there. So watching this one play out, we see forZe on his AWP, going to throw this smoke, he's going to make his way to the left side of T-Red and go for this kind of aggressive peak. So let's just pause it here and talk about what is going on. Let's let those smokes bloom. There we go. So forZe, what he's done is he's got aggressively to the left side of red. Just here, he's about to peek it a bit wider and get loads of information into all of this outer area. These three smokes here are terrorist smokes. Some people call these the OG smokes. That's what I like to call them. And what we can tell from here, from Dignitas' perspective, they know the mad lines are not going out to forZe. We'll have all the information onto outer. And what we're going to see from here is them make a really great kind of reaction with that information they've got because of forZe's aggressive play. And this is potentially something we don't see enough from forZe. He's getting aggressive early and getting loads of information for his team. So let's let this one play out. forZe there, he gets his information, and now we can see the rotates starting to come in. We see forest going up there towards ramp, and forZe going to get himself up and into heaven. So if we just pause it quickly, what's going to happen in a second is Mad Lions are going to execute onto inner. But as you can see, Dignitas in a nice setup. They know it's not outer, it can only be ramp or inner. And that's why they've got this really great rotate going on. And watching this one play out, the player to watch actually on the execute is Hara, the one playing. He's on top of a hut at the moment, but he's going to have a really great fight. We'll break down that perspective in a few moments. So here, as they pop in, he's going to get two really nice kills on the entries. And although this round will actually end on B, it doesn't really matter from this point because Dignitas are in a really great position. And regardless, we really wanted to talk about forZe's mobility into some really great rotations. So jumping on board with the player perspectives, we're going to watch forZe so you can see exactly what he's doing. So that early smoke there, I like to call this the glaive smoke. It just allows you to kind of cross to this T-red area without being spotted. And now we can see he's peeking around the left side of outer, getting all this information. At this point, he's coming to his teammates, nothing outer. Let's rotate, let's stack the site. So now we're with Hara. We've stacked the A-bomb site now, and now Hara's going to play close to this squeaky smoke, get two really great kills. Did a great job dodging that flash. You probably heard it coming in. Those two kills really sealed the round for Dignitas. And overall, I really enjoyed the play on this round, and I hope moving forward we see more of this aggression from forZe, getting aggressive towards T-Red, all this information, because I feel like that's what Dignitas lacks a bit at the moment. So regardless of the map, I want to see this sort of play from forZe into some really great rotations. So I hope that was an interesting look at the play of Dignitas. Hopefully we see more of that later. Let's throw it back to the desk.
Thank you, Alan. Really helpful to see that. Do you guys agree with Alan that some of these more aggressive peaks and stuff that would power Dignitas 5 forward if forZe's willing to make those kind of plays?
I do agree. The problem is that it doesn't look like that's what Dig has in their game plans all the time. That round was a great example of what he can accomplish, but on the CT side in attempt rates, forZe only has a 14.5%, and everybody on his team is supposed to average about 20% if you just divide it by 5. So that's not a great look for them because it does show, and Alan has shown what that can accomplish, and it looks great. They were able to stack the bomb site, shut it all down, but they need to do it more.
All right. Well, let's revisit our Pinnacle leaderboard right now to see who is on top of our current prediction contest. It's me and Thorin. Where are you here, Maui? You were close to the top.
Beneath you guys.
You're right in the middle.
So just read it left to right. Don't read top to bottom.
Okay. 2,000 points behind me, 1,300 points behind Thorin, and Bardolph still epically in the hole.
I will say, though, I'll never take any great pride in only being slightly ahead of Anders. Like, that doesn't suggest I was some sort of genius, reading the Matrix in that sense,
I did the math on this, actually, and I think everybody except for Haka and whoever's above Haka, they're the only two people that can lose to Bardolph right now, and they have to catastrophically fail today. So,
and Bardolph would also have to catastrophically predict upsets, 2 upsets most likely. I mean, I just find it funny that he is something like almost 4,000 points different between last and next to last place, which is larger than the difference between me and the next to last person. So really goes to show that Mr. James Bardolph's predictions have been,
to be fair,
really bad.
His career has been defined by being proportionally much, much larger, greater difference than the person next to him. That was his entire career.
That's true.
That was the duo.
That's true. The margin there was quite large indeed.
Exactly.
Especially
but
in terms
he never
of
got
head
a big
size.
head because of it or anything. So, that's all that matters. Cool guy.
He's still part of the 99%.
All right.
I'm the 1%.
Let's
He's
bring
playing
up
both fields.
Now, these are odds that we were predicting against last night. Now, they have skewed a little bit more in forZe's favor ever since that point in time. So 2.76 to 1.46 Dignitas Vi over to forZe. And to take a look at that, let's begin with our casters here and their Pinnacle predictions.
Go ahead and just bet on Dig in good faith. We're currently discussing our betting reasoning here right now.
We're sort of looking at the odds again. It's like, oh yeah, I can actually see the angle more for Dig now because I don't think I ended up that way.
You know what I think needs to happen though, is that Monty narrowly dodged the clown last week. I think we should just pull a fast one on him today, and it's actually the winner, right? When he comes out ahead, you're the one who gets to put the clown suit on.
That would be on
this
brand
week,
for
Monty.
Flashpoint as well. You win the contest and
the
after
twist at the end.
And you know what? I would be a good sport and do it, too.
Okay.
I almost did the clown thing last week just for my own amusement because I don't have an issue with
It
it.
was a near run thing. It was a near run thing.
All right. Let's go with your fantasy draft predictions. Because I did promise those from the pre-show, but we do have a little time, and it's a good opportunity to talk about similar. Crims, Brolon, Montu, Xantaras, and
Listen,
Kusta.
I like that genuinely, but you know that thing, like, one of these is not like the others. Is Moses, did he get a pick in this one, Samuel? What's going on with the last one there, buddy?
That's exactly the way I went with it. I got to give my shout out to my boy Moses.
Okay.
Kusta, the faith burns eternal. He is the North American, let's say, eagle fledgling, and he's been making strides. Gen G, they're a threat. They're not winning necessarily.
Well, here's
but
how you
they're
can tell
not
Moses is
pushovers
full
either.
of shit. Why doesn't he get Kusta on Team Liquid?
Sorry?
I said this is how you can tell he's full of shit. Why doesn't he get Kusta on Team Liquid at this point?
Go
Who
give him
knows?
ideas.
There's still time left
Team
in
Liquid
2020,
suffered
Monty. Let's not
enough.
get ahead of ourselves. But I mean, come on. I actually just originally I just said, actually just give me like the full roster from Fnatic because Swedish Master Race, just get in there. Swedish CS dominance will return. But they said I couldn't do that, so I had to go with like the 2 rock stars on Fnatic right now, Crimson Brolan, Montu just because he's a god, Xantaras also peaking left and right. Too fast, can't be handled. And then Kusta just rounds it all out perfectly, right? Doesn't need to call too much, but just, brings the thunder. That's what I'm about.
Perfect may be a strong word. Anyway, Yumi, how about we look at yours?
Yeah, I don't think mine are much better. I tried to sort of angle as well for like predominantly players on the same team. I'm a big fan of Big. like Searson, quite a lot as an AWPer, so I think that's where that sort of role leads for him.
Solid.
What's Acor doing?
Yeah, what's Acor doing?
I actually have Acor as a rifler in this lineup. I actually think he's a strong rifler. I have Valde in-game leading as well. I'm sort of swapping up the roles.
Are you an analyst for North Academy? What's going on here?
Acor used to be a rifler, though.
I just think he's been around enough experience that, he can kind of make it work enough.
He's not a bad rifler, to be fair.
He used to be a rifler, actually, 2 years ago. So
that was the joke.
before then. Yeah.
Thank you,
Spurs pointing it out.
Sorry. All right, VSM. Let's talk about VSM.
I mean, he's just a high fragging rifler that can put himself in really troublesome spots and somehow get away with it. Like he's the strongest player, I think, individually on MIBR. I don't think he's the best player.
He's got very good aim for sure.
But yeah, he's mechanically just got the aim to sort of provide that weird and hyper aggressive style, which I really like.
He's got great teeth. I'll give him that.
That is true. Yeah, we've seen in the interviews.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into our pinnacle predictions now for you guys and see. I mean, there's really no chance, basically. The odds are so low that James Bardolph can dig himself out of this hole. He has to do it.
Yeah,
he had to do the 750 on Dignitas. He's throwing the Hail Mary right now.
I'm right there with him.
Yeah, I think that's the only way you can slingshot out of the darkness, which actually has me a little bit worried because I think if there's anybody that can maybe fall behind.
Now we need to have a conversation, boys. What is going on here? Hawker, listen, you're not even part of the meme crew. This isn't even on brand for you, buddy. What's going on?
Well, Hawker's doing this because he's trying to metagame Bardolph, because the only way that Bardolph can pass him is if Dignitas wins, so he's basically ensuing that he can't lose.
Yes.
So he's just a bad spot then. By the way, I will say, that was entirely my playbook last week, so
He's griefing him.
Maybe he's smarter than I thought.
I see who's been sending messages, getting all of the votes ahead of time, getting that information.
I mean,
it's totally corrupt.
I love it. We said very specifically that these are not actual predictions. This is a game that we are playing amongst each other for fun. I'm sure if we asked Hawka who he thought was going to win, it would be a different story. And we'll have that opportunity maybe later today.
I think if there's anybody that could really throw the overdog story, I think it could be forZe. I think it's the worry that comes with the odds as well when you had those sort of 2.76 odds for Dignitas. Because we, like you were saying on the desk, like, it's clear Dignitas do the homework.
Yeah. Listen, forZe, he didn't show up last time they played. It was looking a bit grim for him, But that's the thing. He rubber bands. The man is made of latex. He just goes right back into it, and now he's going to top frag.
Oh, he's made from latex because he's there as a shield while the rest of the team gets fucked. So you did that, right? Okay. Sponsorship idea there. Sponsorship idea. Stay safe with forZe.
That's fabulous. Well, on that note, I think it's time to get into the game and see if forZe can be the condom that Dignitas Vi so desperately needs in this scenario. Semler, Yumi,
wrap it up.
Pretty sure that forZe has wood. Yes, in fact.
So that's the way. We have to carry that into the game. We're talking about safe protection. Okay. Well, I think this could be an interesting one at the very least. We've got a lot of map crossover, like they were saying on the desk, and I think that I actually, even though my prediction goes towards forZe, I think Dignitas have every possible way to win this. Like, you just take one map, and I think in a lot of ways they were sort of unlucky on Dust 2, where they just get outclassed individually. I think, what was it, Spinks dropped 40 kills on Dust 2, which was crazy. We also have the community poll. They're very split in the same way that we are here on the casting booth.
And I think that's it, dude. I'm very happy that you mentioned that. The individual performance of Spinks last time they played.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay, it's really hard to get anything going when you've got a guy dropping a 40 bomb in regulation on you.
And I think it was his highest ever HLTV rating as well.
Just playing completely out of his mind. So, let's go again. Let's try it again here, where maybe, they'll make up some adjustments. Vendetta sounded in the post-match interview like he knew exactly what went wrong as well in terms of strategy. So we'll see those adjustments get made here. It's not like Dignitas is their first rodeo. Far from it.
Yeah, 100%. They've got enough experience to sort of elevate those without it, I think, on Dignitas. But I think I was mentioning to you as well, just before we got into this, that forZe have been together now for like 2 years, and they've played close to 800 maps together, which is ridiculous. But we're straight into the pistol. forZe, of course, starting on that T side, and Harry's already been dropped, but forZe looking to get aggressive in response. Ooh.
That is unfortunate. That is worst case scenario. The only thing you can hope for there is that forZe gets that kill instantly. Wow, they are peeking and dying just everywhere they go right now, Dignitas. This is as bad as it gets. Face crack nearly takes off Halzerk's face.
Yeah, just about. Well, the idea was there. They went to double cross towards Boiler. One of them got caught on the cross, and well, Halzerk and Heap will see if they can try and get anything going. And, I mean, they're getting the opportunities, they're just not hitting the shots. And so Heap getting tracked down, Halzerk's is just on the other side of the map. So a really clean pistol here for forZe, and they're just trying to see if they can just add the extra blow.
Well, Almazer is just purely savage right now so far. Nothing but headshots from this guy. So strong start for forZe. They are looking for that extra $300. And also, you know, if Halzerk saved a kit, he's got Kevlar, it's good to get those things off of him, force them to spend that money again in the next round. Man, if you're Dig, though, this is, that's just a really painful loss. No way. Oh, my. Almazer again! 4 kills on the pistol.
Yeah, just farming to start off. Really good stuff. And I think one of the interesting things I was looking at when I was kind of going into this game is that, like, Dignitas actually have the higher pistol win percentage. But if they lose the pistol, I don't think they've overturned it ever. So it should be a fair enough conversion round for forZe. Maybe this will be a first for Dignitas here at Flashpoint.
Yeah, it doesn't stop them from going for the force buy. Despite the odds against them, Dignitas Vi is still going to go for it. Deagles, Kevlar's few nades, so they will have an execute. And in the meantime, forZe working their way up second mid, going to get into apartments, looking for the close quarters action with those MAC-10s, hoping to just burst in on somebody close quarters. But it is going to be, I mean, they've set themselves up for success here, Dignitas Vi. This is a great read. 4 players alive on the A site. This is how you turn it around. Heap with the headshots. Already opening it up. Flit doing the best he can, but it's just not going to happen.
He kills his teammate as well.
Yeah, that's a rough life. But you got 2 AKs still alive here. If they start peeking like this, there is definitely a way for forZe to work their way back into this situation. One after another. They are just slowly and steadily turning this into a 1v1. Dignitas Vi couldn't just close the road on him.
Oh, Freiburg making noise. Exit Power knows exactly where he's coming from in the sight box. It's going to be enough cover just for Exit Power to remain hidden. Freiburg's trying to bait out a peek, expecting Exit Power to swing. And Exit Power is one of the best in the clutch here for forZe, so you couldn't ask for a more steady hand. But jumping around Freiburg with the MAC-10. Okay, Dignitas, they overturn the pistol. And it's team flashes, team kills for forZe. This collapse on A, Dignitas were in the right spot to capitalize.
Maybe really wondering what it looked like from Sex Power's point of view there. Because it feels like Freiburg should have been dead 10 times over. Unfortunate round, and well, now you've kind of like firsthand learned what it is to have a caster curse there.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm fine by that.
They don't win, guys. They don't win these rounds.
I love everything that goes against the statistics, though. I mean, it adds a little extra element to it.
You just love chaos.
True.
We get it. You thrive in it.
I'll see if forZe can answer back, because they're seeing if they can get some chaos going in their own respects. But aggressive peek by Harry. It's actually a 1-for-1 exchange in the end towards Banana. So although Dignitas could have maybe rotated off of that and felt a little safer towards B, they're actually going to entrust Harry just with the MP9 to do exactly that.
Yeah, and he's just going to be sitting there jumping around the wall. That's perfectly fine for now. forZe forced to use some utility to clear out some of these closer nooks and crannies. And this might be enough for Harry to start thinking, yeah, it's time to back off to the bomb site. He still has a smoke, still has a molly, so he is well equipped. Luckily, he was the one who survived. But 4 players for forZe, even if a smoke goes down, they could just jump right through and quickly overwhelm Harry.
Yeah, it's cool for the rotate. A minute left as well. And forZe could do well to read into this as well, just because of the smoke timings. They've expended a smoke in their own respects. But no, they're going to double down. And this time, Freiburg's going to be in position to actually come in and support. So, not going early on the trigger. forZe may have made things a little bit more difficult towards B, but they'll start the collapse.
Well, this really, yeah, I'm loving that HE. Sick HE. Right on top of Harry. It's become so common, this boost above CT smoke. And I'd be amazed if they aren't checking it immediately, forZe, as they go past. Hug the smoke, be the first one through, and they are just barely going to make it. Harry probably playing himself there. He will eventually get a kill on Mazer, but was hanging back on the edge of the smoke, trying to play around it. Freiburg, nice catch there. Sex Power's out of it. And so it's a 2-man advantage going into the retake here. Bomb is planted. forZe trying to hold on the angles, but they shouldn't be around for too long here.
Oh, Flit given the opportunity. Harry taken down. Could find an equalizing frag, but Flit trying to be a bit more conservative. Leaves face crack to the Wolves, and Freiburg will happily take that bite. Flit in a 1-on-3 where the bomb is being defused. There isn't a kit on the bomb, so that extra 5 seconds adds a lot. But Flit, he's not even going to peek for it. He's not even going to go for the round, and instead Dignitas just steal it right from under him. He thought maybe they'd go for the fight, go for the swing, but they knew that Flit had to make the move.
Yeah, very nicely done there. You get the bomb plant in that kind of round. It's all right. You hold on to the AK Kevlar for the next round. Same thing. You can go ahead and invest in some nades, and maybe you get that hero Russian AK that just plows through everything, right? So I'm not opposed to how things went, but we're going to get a very early tactical timeout called here by forZe. So 1 of 4 possible for these teams to use.
There were a few curiosities when they actually went for the B execute as well. Like you pointed out, the fact that that boost has become a lot more common, and they just weren't really prepared for it at all.
What I'm wondering, are we going to get a full force buy here from forZe? Okay, then. This was enough. I mean, Flit will be able to afford full nades, and I guess that's just, they feel that that's enough to take a crack at Dignitas. Interesting. This could set forZe pretty far back if they lose this round.
And I almost think as well, by going with this route, they're angling for exit power to get the AWP in the follow-up round should they lose it. I think they're expecting that they'll get a bomb plant. Because you can see he's hovered a bit more cash in the round, and then they're just going to keep reinvesting, I think.
Yeah, Flit as well. So they're getting bomb plants, and I guess that's what you're right. That's a good point to make, is that they're probably playing off of that bonus 800. Oh, let's see. Does the gamble work here from forZe? So far, Dignitas, they've got a setup short as well. But first point of contact is going to be forZe holding. He's got forZe to help him as well in the crossfire. And just a little bit of noise getting made here by forZe. Face crack waiting to go bursting out of Boiler.
Yeah, one of the problems for forZe is going to be that they have to be very conservative about how they use their utility. Of course, missing out on a couple of smokes does limit their options somewhat. They can't, say, threaten brackets control and then fall back after the fact. FaceCrack does find a nice timing out towards short. There's some information being gathered here for forZe, and so if they know that nobody is pressuring middle, maybe they don't have to expend as much. Just a smoke towards the arches, a nice simple flash. With 50 seconds left, this will leave Dignitas kind of guessing.
Yeah, they do. They've already backed all the way off on B site. They've used their last smoke on B as well. So this is going to be the full commit to the A site now, and forZe are going to spot him. 35 seconds on the clock. forZe now deciding it's time to get in here. Nice HE onto Almazer. He's the only one on short. However, it's going to be a wrap on long. Rifles leading the way. forZe are going to find the one. Jerry there. Nice trade here from forZe. He doesn't know, however. He is able to fall back, and that is so key. The timing, the spacing here, not ideal from forZe.
Every single kill on the wrap. Almazer, though, with the deagle. A couple kills found. He's 6-2. Could find 8 in the round, but Dignitas Vi, they've split this out. Oh, that could have opened an opportunity. Heat peeking individually, but finds the swift headshot. That does get a little bit more expensive than it had to be for Dignitas Vi.
That is a terrific round now from forZe. Almazer getting 2 kills and a bomb. That's all they wanted.
Yeah.
That is all they wanted going into this next round. Flit's got more than enough for an AWP. Can drop that over to a teammate if they want. And it is looking like that's exactly what's going to happen here from forZe. Dude, Dignitas, that's the thing that's really frustrating watching Dignitas sometimes, is that they get ahead in rounds, and then they find ways to just let their opponents find wins that they shouldn't really be able to get.
Yeah, that peek from Heap at the end was nasty. But again, like you're pointing out, that could have been an open door or like a slight crack for Almazer to try and capitalize.
It should have been four players surviving for Dignitas, and forZe not getting anything, out of that round.
Oh my goodness, the Molotov does so much damage. Spreading a bit further than they expect.
Yeah, the nade tactics right here on Banana. It's a guessing game every time at the beginning of the half as to how things are going to go. Like, are they going to nade? It's that's the joke that Anders was making yesterday, that they keep having to hold further and further back on T side at the beginning of the round. Pretty soon they're just going to be holding in spawn.
and that's the thing. I know a lot of teams do actually like retaking Banana late in rounds instead, because it can be such a death sentence at times trying to get these forward positions.
Surprise!
Also,
that was lucky.
Yeah, peeking in at the right time. Heap as well, finding a frag, and forZe, that's the bomb spotted and dropped in front of the smoke. They may call to save here very early, but they need to recover that. Flit getting a kill on A does leave Dignitas Vi a little bit more curious. I don't think they realized that the bomb was at their disposal in this circumstance, and Dignitas Vi gave up the site.
Oh, but they've already got the cross, and that fresh smoke going down is going to burn more time off this clock. 40 seconds, and you're right. Flit is anchoring the A site right now for Dignitas. That's Freiberg just walking right into his death. But forZe could be the hero. Oh, no, he doesn't realize. Does he not realize? Oh, that's so unfortunate. He has to turn back and watch balcony. There it is. Footsteps heard, and he still loses the duel. forZe. That's agony.
Oh, it's such a painful circumstance, but forZe picking them out of the air with the boost. And Jerry's low. forZe not exactly the healthiest. They can't really escape either. They're prepared to swing off one another, and Heap going to be that first port of call here for Dignitas. Oh, creeping around the box, Jerry. A great swing. forZe left a clutch in the AWP in a 1-on-2. So much coverage on the site. Not looking likely. forZe not giving him really the chance, but Flit, okay. Was that a jumping shot for the final kill? Either way, forZe weasel it out.
Just do it all now, huh? Yeah, jumping shots. Why not? 5 out of 5 Callies.
And that was a 3-on-5.
Man, Dignitas. Again, just finding ways to lose rounds that they've got won. So,
Yeah.
Oh, that's just agony. This kill right here where forZe loses that kill against Jerry, that's so tough. And forZe right now, I'm wondering, I mean, is he feeling just too much pressure on himself personally to come up with the goods? Because he wasn't necessarily hitting shots last time we got to watch them play Dignitas. And well, here he's off to a pretty cold start against forZe. And you feel like that's a kill that forZe should get 100% of the time.
Yeah, he's one of the golden age players that has really superseded expectations. Typically you see a fall off. I think he's been the most consistent through that period, but
True. I mean, he is legendary.
yeah, it is actually kind of ridiculous. It is abnormal.
It certainly is, considering he's going through all of the things that usually lead to a drop-off in performance. Or he's been going, let's say. He's been going, even in the rough times for Dignitas, etc. You know, he still bought a house, has a wife, has a kid, right? All the things that usually lead to
changing responsibilities, that type of thing.
Yeah, and yet forZe continues. It's only now I think that we're seeing the change. I don't think it's due to that. I think it's just due to him having to find his way in this new roster with their coach.
I reckon the beard gives him those powers.
Dude, I mean, he's a baller.
I'm unbelievably jealous. Can't grow facial hair to save my life.
No?
No.
Maybe someday, though. You know, in the future, it just takes time.
No. I don't
You're not
hold
holding
out.
You're just kind of written it off.
Yeah,
like,
I don't hold that same hope.
Don't get my hopes up, Sam. Don't toy with me.
Exactly. I wasn't really holding my hopes too high for this round either for Dignitas Vi.
No, that's why it's a good time to talk about facial hair.
True.
It's all, you know, the thing is, it's all about the stash, dude. Beards are one thing, but the real power play is a stash.
Yeah, I mean you've had a few cycles of facial hair.
Yeah, it comes and goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not doing the scruffy beard. I figured out how to cut it, how to like trim your own beard, right? So you don't get ripped off by these barbers who are charging obscene amounts of money for that now.
People just get scared, like even touching up minor things on themselves, I think.
Sure, but the nice thing about facial hair is that grows back. You know, yours doesn't grow to begin with, so there's
Yeah,
none of
yeah,
that, right?
yeah,
You know, but like if you do have facial hair, you know,
You don't have to rub salt in the wound, man. I understand. I came to terms with this a while ago, but I feel like you're resurfacing.
Listen, it's only going to make you tougher. I'm doing this for your own way. Just like right now, you know, forZe, they're doing this for their own good.
Yeah.
They're winning rounds. They're getting kills. They're battering Dignitas.
And they haven't been really finding the same level of success on players like Facecrack, on sort of entry positions, or even the likes of Flit that can accompany. But they have still been able to get themselves out of some troublesome positions. And now Dignitas Vi are left with a decision. They'd actually brought that M4 forward into this round. They could have, of course, maybe got a bit more of a supporting cast alongside it, but the more conservative route, of course, they can afford up a full buy the follow-up round. We'll see if Heap can get something done. freiburg alleviating some of that pressure, already finding one kill on the P250, and a drive by Dink on Exapower as well. Really good start for Dignitas Vi, given the circumstance, and Harry, gonna be given the frag. What a shot on the Deagle, and forZe a man down.
Whoa, jumping shots now from freiburg. They really want that gun. Was that police? Did they manage to throw that over the wall here? Are they going to be able to recover anything? I think forZe should have thrown it over the wall. So that's nice. So good detail there from forZe, being aware of what Dignitas are hoping to achieve. And it's looking like the rotation is going to come through here as Heap makes his way towards the A site. Currently 2 players still there. So there will be 3 on the defense here for Dignitas Vi. And, well, forZe, I mean, Flit, Almazer, sexy power.
Get a little picture-in-picture of the AK thrown over the
nicely
wall.
done. There you go. All in the details here as forZe is waiting for his opportunity to pounce. And, well, it's a short-lived opportunity. Harriet is not showing himself in the pit, though. He could be the hero of the hour. Unfortunately, the bomb is not getting planted default, and so he has to move on in here. There's the first shot, looking for the second. He knows the second man is on the site itself. But now they're caught in a crossfire. He's just hoping that friberg is going to be the hero to help him out here.
Oh, just giving small little peeks. Harry not finding the opportunity. Creeping out of the apartments is Flit, though. And friberg, he recovered a Galil en route, but given the chance, not going to be granted. Flit knocking them down a peg. 4 kills in the round for forZe. That actually looked good to start. They were in a great position to deal with it on the A site, but it's these kills and that damage done by friberg and Harry that really forces them in this position. Harry, it almost felt like he should have forced the issue as well. He's just really unsure what that secondary player was for forZe.
He is, yeah, they're just trying to get their feet under him right now. Dignitas. Well, we've got a technical timeout getting called here real quick, so we'll have a little bit of time to chat. The players, however, shouldn't be chatting. Luckily, we have the cameras on them, but they are still talking. So
yeah, it might be just small things. So like, how's the kids? You know, like,
yeah,
what'd you have for breakfast? Small little checkups like that. Doesn't hurt every once in a while.
What's the ideal breakfast, you mean?
See, I'm not much of a breakfast guy.
You don't start your day with breakfast?
No, actually, yeah. I'm kind of, yeah.
So you're on that fasting trend?
Yeah, I mean, not really a trend. I just
You just naturally fast.
I eat when I'm hungry.
You eat when you're hungry. Okay.
I think it's like that's the mantra I've gone with.
So lunch and dinner.
Effectively,
Yeah.
or sometimes even just dinner. It just depends on what I'm doing. Like if I'm really exerting myself, like sort of like moving, say I'm like moving furniture with a friend or something, right?
Okay, yeah, really exerting yourself.
Yeah, then that's a 3 meal a day type of circumstance.
I thought you were gonna say that's a 2 meal a day kind of circumstance. I would be like, man, okay, I need some of your discipline.
And it's like you need the energy, and then like when I'm just at home, I don't know, watching Netflix, chilling out, just I don't need to eat.
Don't need to eat. I'm so this is. So
I don't know. It's
boring.
like I feel like I'd like to call it the chameleon diet, where it's just like whatever environment I've put myself onto.
You just blend in.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that is pretty much how it should be, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't be eating all the time the way that we do right now.
Habitual eating, I think, is
Habitual eating when necessary. This is.
I'm not trying to convert people. It's just that's just the way my life leads at the moment.
No, but there's a lot of deep wisdom
Yeah.
that we can learn from. Not forcing yourself to do things that you don't need to do.
Which felt like forZe did in this game at the start. Was surprised by some of the force buys they went for.
Yeah.
But it has worked out somewhat. They've now managed 3 rounds in a row. Dignitas fine now with a bye, but also not going to have an AWP, just the AUG in hand. We've been seeing more AUGs and Kriegs this tournament. We've been seeing it more of late as well. I think people are realizing that the nerfs weren't quite as bad, but...
Do you think Brolan just went away from the Krieg, but then, just came back? It's like he got back together with Old Faithful.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like he's the only one that we're seeing on the T side. Is there anybody else really that's going for the Krieg? I feel like Brolan is just the guy that I think of going for the
I think
Krieg.
we saw MIBR pick it up
Okay.
once
okay,
or twice,
maybe.
but...
I like that, though. But the AUG, yeah, the AUG is seeing quite a bit of use, actually, CT side. So there's a good variety right now in terms of the weaponry.
Yeah, we'll have to just see how effective it is. Could be receiving a bit of pressure towards the archers, and that's where halzerk is positioned. Another smoke thrown by forZe, taking more space away. halzerk's going to be limited on information here. They're wrapping right through it. FaceCrack taking a bit of a risk by doing this, but could find an opening opportunity as they set up for a collapse on A.
Dude, Almazer is not messing around today. He is an absolute savage. He has just been hitting nothing but crisp, clean headshots. Harriet, though, holding his own. Will find 2 from the pit. Once again, that pit position just lethal. But with 3 alive, forZe going to get a nice post-plant position here. Man, X Power catching the Jiggle Peak heap. He is done. friberg, yep, not even. And unfortunately for him, those guns die out of reach. Although he probably could wrap to library. He probably could wrap to library and pick one up.
Yeah, it would just be such a big gamble to take, right? So
Get the AUG. Really?
I don't know if it's that much more valuable.
Well,
It does
being
feel a little
told,
bit lonely for friberg, though. These A-site hits have been pretty hard to manage.
Yeah.
He's had a friend with him once or twice, but I actually think Harry's been really stepping up to the plate here on this map. He's been hitting the shots he needs to on the site progressions. And the one player that you actually don't expect to maybe go missing, I think you mentioned it before, like he had a bit of a quiet showing earlier on in FLASHPOINT, is forZe, where he hasn't found that same level of consistency. We saw that one A-side rap where they actually found a decent level of impact, but since then, not too much substance.
Oh, he is truly struggling. It's a tough one for forZe. It's weird to see as well because it really is. I mean, that's the reason why we keep harping on about it is that for years he just never seemed to slow down. He always just seemed to maintain his level.
And in elimination time now as well for Dignitas Vi,
yeah,
it's crucial that you get all the pieces there.
But he might be feeling. He might start. Without Get Right now, he might be feeling that pressure. Right, because Get Right was taking the heat for a long time, right? Oh, Get Right dropping off. Oh, he's holding the team back and all that sort of thing. And so, with all eyes on Get Right, forZe could still just do his thing. Maybe now the pressure is shifted over onto him as as one of the few remaining members of the old guard.
Yeah, and has to be sort of like an advisory figure to a lot of these newer talents as well for Dignitas Vi, I'd imagine.
That could be the thing as well, where you're just there's a lot that you take for granted when you're playing with veterans.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you got to worry about these youngsters running around doing crazy things. And well, I mean, Ven is going to have his work cut out for him.
Agreed.
Fantastic mustache, must say.
And for a long time, we'd heard a lot about how Harry was this sort of great mechanical player for Nordavind when he was picked up initially. That was really what was harped on about. But actually, when Dignitas Vi first formed with this roster, he's the one that saw, I think, the greater struggle. Like the expectations were much higher for him than say Heap, but Heap has actually done, I think, a great enough job to find a level where he's still going blow for blow with some of these players, but he is still sort of trying to find his own identity and his own feet. It's a bigger step up. I mean, he's coming out of MDL, really no information by anybody coming into this team, so...
Listen, even if you're dropping 40 bombs, you can still lose, right?
Exactly.
Going blow to blow is all fine and dandy on an individual level, but you need to find success as a team if you're going to get these Ws. And,
absolutely.
Just ask Nico, or Kenny, or any of the other greats. So, I mean, right now, the duel. Heat going to get caught. Finally, rotation's coming through. Harry on forZe trying to hightail it over towards the B site. Harry will be Johnny on the spot here as that smoke blooms. Could try and step through and get cheeky, or hope to get lucky. Unfortunately for him, he just gets a bunch of bullets. Oh, this is looking very good here from forZe. I like it. This time around, actual good spacing.
Yeah.
Between the players. That's usually in the... What is going on? forZe! There we go.
Just as you say, good spacing, they walk straight into a deagle. Unexpecting that forZe will be in that position, and it's Harry. Man, I was harping on about just a second ago. It's done great work on the A site, but it's a retake on B that is really odd stacked up against him. A crossfire now established from CT. They actually give it up. Face crack on the flank, but Jerry's not even going to let him realize it. So the AWP recovered for forZe. Does get, again, a bit more dicey than it should have been. We saw a round like that for Dignitas Vi, but forZe will happily take that. Another round to continue the streak.
Yeah, and well, they do generally, let's say, have good. They have good spacing there too. It's just that forZe is a madman. Sometimes good spacing isn't going to save you. You're just going to die. But what we talk about with good spacing when we mention that, it's a concept of just making sure that you're always there to trade for your team.
Yeah.
And so on anti-eco rounds like that, forZe with the rifles, you're trying to get that death ball going. So that, yeah, okay, maybe you lose the point man, but then you have a second, you have a third guy that are all there just to shut down whatever you're up against and stabilize it. So forZe so far looking fairly good on that. Halzerk realizes this is going to be awkward, and that is the easiest shot of his life. Sex power is gone.
That is so crucial as well that he gets that kill because they'd gone for 4 players towards the B site to start things off. So if Halzark fell, that would have been an open site for forZe to take, but it's back and forth trades. 3-on-2 as Dignitas Vi leveraged that man advantage that was found by Halzark. And now forZe, what do you do? What do you respond with? Actually going back towards the A site after giving up the ground initially. And Dignitas Vi, they're in position.
Set up Almazer for success. That's the name of the game here, dude. This guy doesn't seem to miss right now. It's crazy. Spots him close, and well, he gets the kill. This is Jerry, though, 1v2. He realizes that a man is holding close, and unfortunately for him, he gets kind of lost in the smoke there, and Halzark gets a freebie. So 2 players survive for Dignitas, and they finally put an end to the reign of terror here. forZe were able to chain 5 rounds together on the T side. Dignitas now finally putting a stop to it. 4-6, Dignitas trailing on the CT side. forZe, of course, though, they've got plenty of money. It's going to be a full buy for them. And as far as Dignitas are concerned, actually a pretty reasonable buy. Harry has to skimp and go for an MP9, but they're loaded on nades.
Yeah, I think it'll take one more consecutive round like this for Dignitas Vi to start feeling maybe a little bit more comfortable. But if you can get the production out of forZe like he had the round just now, then that is perfect. Opening found on Flit. While it won't spot out the additional players here for forZe towards the apartments, obviously very good to have an advantage early on. He's actually moving towards the B bomb site as well, where forZe have been sort of leaning as of late.
Dude, how is he still
Oh
alive?
my, how?
Finally.
He walked out of the Molotov and then he jumped back when he got flashed.
Yeah, because he ate an 8. Like, he ate an HE, and then he walked back into the Molotov just as the Molotov was clearing up. That was just nades through and through. Just ruined.
He was just too hot.
Just ruined the X.
I think somebody in production made like a little sound clip of Maui just going, "Sexy power."
Really?
Yeah.
Can we just get that going over here?
I mean, that's kind of what I'm waiting for. I'm just hoping at some point it'll come up.
Listen, we just need that soundbite. Nice shot, halzerk. And that's a heavy hitter to take out as well. Mazer out. He's been doing a lot of the work for forZe. So getting rid of him, that bodes well. But yeah, I wish we did have one of those soundboards, you know, just hit the button.
Oh no, we're not entering the gimmick territory again, are we?
Gimmick? Who said gimmick?
I mean, it's just, you know.
Yeah, so it's for the radio viewers out there.
Ah.
You know, for the audio only. This is like a straight up radio broadcast. Welcome. We will get the 360 no scope, air horns, and Doritos. Oh, volleys.
Oh, that nade on Harry, so much damage, but just not enough time here for forZe to recover the round. Losing so many opening opportunities, and losing exit power to the Flames is an unideal way to start. And he's not been hot this map. Neither is FaceCrack really so far. We get to see it from a third. Yeah, he walks clear of the Molotov and he gets nade. He's just, oh no, I gotta get out of here.
XC power, or should I say?
It's
My eyes. Give me a spoon. I gotta take that. Maui.
Thing is, if you had to rate him on a scale of 1 to 10 at the moment, right? If you know Maui's having to reevaluate exit power or sexit power,
Maui is a handsome devil.
No, I'm not. I rate Maui quite highly. I just, you know, usually exit power is kind of at the forefront of the forZe game plan.
The forefront of your mind. Huh, I see.
Yeah.
See where this is going. Well, listen, no use beating around the bush.
It's been rough.
I'm just curious how forZe managed to roll this back around here, because all of a sudden it's feeling like Dignitas Vi is starting to get some momentum going their way.
Yeah, and you'd almost think if FaceCrack and exit power were having a bit more impact, this could just be a complete a one half effectively for forZe, because they've got 6 rounds. You can see the level of fragging for Flit, Jerry, Mazer, all 10 or more. Well, it's only 4 for forZe between FaceCrack and exit power. halzerk, again, trying to go for an aggressive peek, and exit power starts off nicely. Going for a bit more of a freedom angle as well, as he's looking to get even more aggressive, but the smoke deters him.
Bit of a weak angle, really. Doesn't have the peak advantage there. So,
oh, he wants the orb.
Ooh, not gonna get it. Has to back off, and it's looking like forZe are going to pounce. There's only an MP9 here. Rotation's coming through from forZe. He might be too late. Harry, again, is going to pick up his 1 kill. Dude, Harry has been so consistent at whittling down this offense when they come to A. But with 4 alive for forZe, Dignitas on the edge of an eco, they really aren't even going to have anything to do with this. They've just relinquished the site entirely.
And if maybe not for the fact that he had an SMG, maybe gets 2 kills in that position as well. But
yeah, that's unfortunate. But he's been doing very well on A. Got to give it to him.
And you wonder at what point halzerk starts moving and gravitating a bit more towards the B site, and maybe just allowing the Dignitas Vi players to swarm A bit more, or maybe when they go for an aggressive style push, because we have seen very few instances where that has happened, and if it has been through halzerk.
Okay. All the details. The bomb, the AWP getting thrown on the roof, no chance. Almost kind of wish that Mazer just held on to it.
I was actually surprised that the nade didn't slingshot the AWP towards forZe. Because I think it just sort of sat there. It's like,
Might
no.
have been the goal.
Yeah. It's just, I don't want to go.
Yeah, you know, sometimes CSGO physics, man.
True.
Maybe the nade just landed on the other side of a pixel, and there you go. The AWP actually took no damage. Just didn't even realize an HE was going off. 7 rounds now on the T side for forZe. 7-5. Looking very good here, forZe. And what an entry. Perfectly done. Face crack lighting him up. friberg will fall, and he doing the best he can to back off. He does succeed in reestablishing himself here, but forZe don't need to pull what they just did on A. They can slow things down now. I think they've missed their window. But it's looking like they want to commit, or at least they're going to put face crack right through here. Dude, madman, get out of here. No way. This would be so sick. No
when
way
does he pull the
come through
trigger?
here. Come on, do it.
Oh my god, this is so awkward.
Did they realize that he's in the smoke? They had to have heard the footsteps. Yeah, that's so unfortunate. Shot through, though, and now it is going to be still a man alive on the site itself. Heap going to do the best he can. He's got the help of forZe, though. forZe going to hold the line, and that sets it up for Heap, the 1-2 combo. And they're walking right into the grinder here, forZe. Unfortunately for them, this is not going to pan out, barring a big mistake.
Bomb's rotating as well.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh my goodness, Flit finally flushed out. And I think they may just realize what's gone on.
Oops.
Nobody coming into support. They haven't heard the rattling shots of exit power in some time. And a 1-on-2 that is certainly feasible. Again, one of the best in the clutch here for forZe. Worked out against him last time, but they're not expecting this. Exit power taking the aggressive face. And he has a pathway to the site, but this is going to be a sightline that Exit Power can fully exploit. A smoke on the bomb. The AWP may not be able to line this one up. Exit Power, do you rattle off a shot? He doesn't think he's on it, but he flicks away. Scoped in initially on the right spot, but he just thought he was slightly miscalculated, and Dignitas Vi steal that one away.
That's going to be one that is going to haunt him, because he knew where he planted that bomb. And having an AWP in that position is just nightmare fuel. Unlucky that the guy had a smoke. If he doesn't have a smoke, it's an unwinnable situation. But with that smoke against an AWP, man, everything for Exit Power there. And he just flicks right off of it. He believed himself for a second and then no, decided against it. Unfortunate turn of events, but forZe still have the money for a buy. They even have an AWP play.
Boy.
Well, it's forZe push down mid, finding the first kill. That's face crack out of it, but that was the Mac 10. No cares here for forZe. He was meant to be sacrificed anyways. Flit catches Hauser trying to make a play, and Jerry on the other side removes friberg. Harry can't do anything. No. Dude, they are just dying all over the place, Dignitas.
Oh, dear. I like the idea, if that is any consolation, but Dignitas Vi just not finding that level of success. That only the one initial kill that was good, and then it's all trades. Well, 6-8. Dignitas Vi, of course, could have potentially won that round after getting a bit aggressive. forZe didn't seem that prepared for the fights. And you can see that Halzerk as well was trying to just alleviate the pressure that he thought his teammate was under just by peeking in towards second middle, which made things a lot easier for forZe to hit the shot necessary. It's pistols for the last round of the half here for Dignitas Vi, and we'll see if they can get it done.
Well, let's see now. Already, it's going to be 3 rotating hard, and this is forZe just going for the power play. They don't even care anymore, dude.
Flashes.
Oh, forZe full flashed. Just not going to happen. Nicely done, though. Hauser spacing not quite right here for forZe. They're getting picked off one after another, just not able to push in. That was necessary, though. 2 quick kills. friberg dancing on the edge of the smoke as Jerry does the impossible, dude. That is unreal that he manages to get both kills on the A site. It shouldn't happen. friberg goes down, and that's a 9-6 finish at the end of the first half for forZe on the T side. Phenomenal job from them after what looked like a bit of a rocky start. Just kept their cool and utterly dominated. It's Dignitas now that are going to have to dig deep. And you can see a little bit of frustration there from forZe. Luckily for them, they've got a little bit of a break before we start the second half.
Dignitas Vi getting some early, or going off to a pretty bad start to start things off. We had forZe really recoiling after getting the pistol round overturned. And then now we switch to CT, where I think they'll have a lot more success. We'll see more instances where Exit Power can get involved. We'll see if Dignitas Vi give them that chance.
Yeah, that's the bigger question, right? I've got faith in forZe to get in there and get the job done. These guys are fraggers. These guys are hungry, and they are a roster that's been together for quite some time, as you pointed out, going into this series, Yumi. It's Dignitas right now who are just, it's like, are they going to get a chance or not? Are Dignitas going to give themselves a chance or not? Are they going to get in here and start having some confidence? Because they need that on the T side. You have to run and gun and get in here fast. And, well, forZe are setting up with 3 players towards B already here on their CT side, and they are going to have plenty of time.
Yeah, they've just completely contained them. Exit Power going to hold the T steps as well, so there's no retreat here for Dignitas Vi. They have to pass by this Exit Power himself, and he may just get a little bit over-curious.
Yeah, just wait. You know they're there. And they realize it too. Dignitas realized that, yeah, they've given up complete map control, so they're going to be watching, and they're hoping for the sexy man to go ahead and peek.
Oh, dear.
Showing himself is a big deal. If he starts hitting headshots, though, this could get out of control fast, and he is backing off.
They're on the hunt.
He needs to stay alive. That's what Dignitas are hoping for right now. If they can kill him, they can wrap A quickly. And, of course, forZe realizing this, have rotated FaceCrack and Flit back to the A site. This is all over the place.
Yeah, 30 seconds left now as well for Dignitas Vi, but better circumstances. Now that forZe have had to honor that they could go towards the A site. Freiburg, Smoke-Alleaved, and Jerry high ground with the dualies. We'll see if this is going to be as successful as it could. The first kill is instant. Almazer in the distance, but Jerry not finding the secondary kill. Almazer's gone checked, though, and actually missing the opportunity. Harry bailing them out. Low time, though, here for Dignitas Vi. Get the bomb down, and that was the priority. Now a 1-on-2 for Freiburg.
Yeah, Flit, it's all right, dude. Yeah, exactly. Hold your horses. No need to charge in here. Freiburg, no Kevlar, has to take this fight and has to hit nothing but headshots. They're going to go together, and he does. What a brilliant headshot. Takes FaceCrack out of it. 1-on-1, and this heavily favors Freiburg now that he's got the bomb. And Freiburg is a veteran. He's going to take full advantage of that bomb ticking away. And right now it's a 2-on-1 as far as Freiburg is concerned. Realizes that Flit was just going for the fake, of course. If he had a kit, it would be done by now, and there is just no time left. Flit is going to lose it, and Dignitas Vi will pick up the second half pistol. Bonus 300 possible here, and, well, it's going to be for Flit, not Freiburg.
Not a single surviving member in the pistol to end things off. What a wacky way to start things off as well. So many advantages for forZe to start, but like you said, Dignitas recognizing they gave up so much map control that they're able to get it done in time. Actually, a transition shot for Flit to initially deny the plant. That is a bit crazy.
What a shot from Freiburg.
Yeah. It's like perfect tracking on the kill as well.
But this is just, man, Sexy Power, man. He's going to be really kicking himself. If he just stays put and doesn't peek, you know?
I feel like we're just ruining the guy's branding by permanently referring to him as Sexy Power, but he pulls off shots like that, so I mean, it may be on brand.
That was pretty hot. That's a scout headshot if ever there was one.
Well, pistol 1, man down. forZe bringing Exit Power over towards that B bomb site. Another scout opportunity. And a tag received. Shot rattled off for the scout, but not a hit. They may just go, again, for this initial presence. Just bleed time. And make forZe sort of guess which way they're going, because they're actually playing a very conservative game here on the CT side thus far. Ooh. Really just taking their time with this one. I'm surprised that forZe aren't getting aggressive on any of their players with the pistols in particular, just to make more informed decisions here on the CT side.
I think they learned their lesson from the last one.
Yeah.
We win that hands down if we don't get aggressive. Now, however, it is going to be that push coming through here from Dignitas Vi with 25 seconds left. They are running right into the blender. It's a crossfire of Deagles, and it's an utter disaster for Dignitas. Brutal way for it to go in that round. And yeah, that's forZe playing it correctly. Just sit and wait, and they walk into our crossfires. We shoot them in face.
Yeah.
Look at that.
The thing is as well, like, the smoke isn't hit correctly for Dignitas Vi. Like, it's a little bit deeper than it's supposed to be, which gives Jerry a better sightline in. But they don't. They go to clear it. They actually know the player's up there, but they just expect him to have fallen down. So they don't clear it the second time, and it just works out so much better for forZe.
Oh, look at the shot. I thought he got a collat. I thought that was a double headshot line. That would have been sick. Woohoo! What a shot. Sexy Power. Get the body shot on Freiburg as well. He might be in trouble, though. Never mind. Flit's there to get his back, and Jerry's helping out. Ooh. Sexy Power was just getting these body shots after body shots. Face crack with the MP9, going to get caught with an 8 in his hand, but he is going to find that kill. 11-7. forZe stabilizing on the CT side.
Yeah, face crack almost goes down because the nade actually masks where forZe was at the end. Could have been a much more expensive one, but forZe are doing well to keep their numbers high. So we've seen both pistols won by the T side. I actually forgot to sort of notice this, but the second round lost by both the T sides that won the pistols. So interesting one to note. forZe happened to turn this one around. Of course, they came into the half with the advantage, and we see Dignitas Vi on just pistols. And the nades that may follow up, they bombard them initially, but Almazer holding his ground, keeping Jerry a little bit safer. But the Glock, the dinks are good, and Dignitas are trying to collect themselves to collapse, but Flit from the back. Make sure that that doesn't happen.
That's enough of that. He's like the parent showing up when the kids are just ruining things,
what?
You know, just
what
running
on earth is
crazy.
going on over here?
Just slaps left and right. Sit down. It's bedtime. All right, forZe, 12-7 on the CT side, looking very good. And yeah, I mean, this is just confidence. They should have confidence in this matchup. They are heavily favored. We saw that in the odds provided by our sponsor Pinnacle. But I mean, also the eye test and just everything else. forZe are going to be the team that have a heavy edge in this. Dignitas, though, never give up hope. Not with legends like forZe.
Oh my dear, they have absolutely no idea. forZe isn't going to clear for it, and Flit, it's like aggressive peek down middle, works out for a 1-for-1. Some information gathered, some tags done on holZe as well. And this may lead to a bit of paranoia as well. They may feel like they have to work mid-control if you're a Dignitas 5, but if they're losing numbers of Banana, the options do become more and more limited as time goes on.
And that timing just does not work. But hey, Sexy Power's here. Oh, preempts the shot. Doesn't quite make it. Setting up for his teammate, though. Sexy Power right now, the one-man army, and FaceCrack just needs to trust. But he's going to go for the peek. Finds both remaining kills. And Dignitas Vi trying to speed things up onto that A site. It just completely backfires on them. Thought for a second that, you know, that Power would get that, but wasn't quite there.
And again, he's usually one at the top of the scoreboard, really, for forZe. Middling performance thus far, but it's been Flit, Jerry, and Almazer that have really been delivering the goods here on Inferno. And that can be one of the things that we can touch on. I mean, you talked about on the desk, the individual capacity is there for forZe. It's usually just some odd decision-making that leads them into some rough games. But see if they deal with the anti-eco. Freiburg, Tech9, Almazer able to double up for a couple. And, well, Almazer just cleaning house. holZe all that's left.
Yeah, that is usually why you don't see rushes like this on B anymore. Or, well, yeah. I mean, three on B for forZe at the beginning of the round. It's pretty much just the end of times there for Dignitas Vi. But maybe that's what they wanted. You know, if it works, it works. If it not, you get that round over with quickly, and you get into the buy round here. Full AKs across the board. Decent nade count as well for Dignitas Vi. But forZe are currently on a 5-round win streak on this CT side, and they do not look like they're going to be slowing down anytime soon. It could very well be a 16-7 scoreline here.
Yeah. Well, ooh, exit power. Again, a missed shot as they peek him in through middle. And forZe only a couple rounds away. Only the 1 round won by Dignitas Vi in this half so far. And they really need to get a win under their belt. The AKs, oh, Harry taking that first face, immediately taken down. And this is one of the problems that we're starting to see now surface. We've seen a few rounds now for Dignitas Vi. They are spacing themselves out and taking some of these individual fights because I think they want to leverage a bit more of the individual ability.
Well, everyone's trying to be the hero right now for Dignitas. And that's where things start to fall apart. If everybody's just taking fights and you don't win those fights, you can see how it gets a little bit problematic. You're not helping the team anymore, you're hurting the team. So, a bit of a struggle here for Dignitas. Crossfire is established, however, for forZe. Smoke goes down, timing is there, Sexy Power catches Freiburg, and it is still going to be 3 remaining players here for Dignitas. FaceCrack has got this nasty angle, though, going to be able to spot balcony and short. It's going to cost him, but the power still, whoa, just looking completely off to the side, and this is actually now set up for a perfect situation here. Dignitas Vi finding both kills on this A site. Not a whole lot you can hope to do here now if you're forZe, unless somebody makes a big mistake. Or you dunk this HE perfectly. Oh, it goes by just a little bit too far.
Oh, I thought that was going to do so much more damage. Oh, another nade? Okay, no, forZe is repositioned. So this is not a concern. But these post plants there, they're so difficult to deal with here if you're forZe, and they're not being given the opportunities. Dignitas Vi holding true to the don't peek, bombs down, focus on the objective, and forZe unable to get that retake underway. Dignitas break the streak.
Does he survive? Oh, so close. Now that that bomb's getting planted over in the corner there.
It's like penguins in a storm.
It's just enough. Yeah, huddling together for warmth.
Yeah.
And then it got too warm, too warm, too warm. And for an instant there, it's a little uncomfortable. 14-8. forZe.
Oh my goodness, you see the odds?
Yeah, that's you know, understandable though.
Yeah, absolutely.
But those are crazy odds. I mean, but that's why the odds are the way they are. You know,
Yeah.
it's just the way it looks right now. It's looking a bit grim. But they do manage to actually stop forZe. There was that streak developing, 5 rounds in a row, and now, well, forZe. Oh, the gun barrel. Spotted.
Oh, what a tease.
Yeah, forZe is just wishing, oh no, not going to see him now. And well, Harrop, in the meantime, the angle is being held, and this is going to get really awkward. But what a shot from Exapower! That was beautiful. So fast.
Yeah, he's really trying to revitalize himself.
He's doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you hit shots like that, I don't care if you've got a low score line. If you're hitting high-impact frags like that, do it. That's Almazer hesitating, talking about revitalizing yourself. That was him not trusting in himself. You gotta trust. Shots are through. If he picks up that second kill, we're looking at a totally different situation here. Now, it's a 3-on-3 retake for forZe, and this is riding on FaceCrack. Moving up Banana. He needs to get in here, he needs to stay alive, and the timing is going to be critical. But if he can catch Heap, this would be big. Forces Heap back onto the site, needs to win the duel, and he's not gonna do it. And that's gotta be the end here. 3 alive for Dignitas. Exapower and Flit are going to be hard-pressed. They're going to be very hard-pressed to make this happen now.
But they're going to try nonetheless. Freiburg Molotov out of position. Flit able to finish him off, and Exapower peeking in from the arches. He jumps on the shot. Unintentional at that, of course, but Flit not going to be given any more room to work with. Only an exiting kill. And well, Heap may very well go down to the bomb or a bullet, but... Okay, yeah, Flit needs to prioritize saving his life, but he's not even going to accomplish that.
Wait, dude, how can you survive on A site and not survive there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he was far away.
He was a fair distance. I need to get the meter stick out for that one.
Felt like he was far away, and then he was going to get that op blown towards him.
And but the thing is, the chances were there for forZe. Initially, that kill that Exapower could have lined up, it wasn't exactly like the spray was that clean from Dignitas Vi.
Not at all. But I think I might have cursed FaceCrack there, unfortunately, for him. You know? Just because he needed to hit that shot, and he didn't. Halzerk, once again, going to catch him. Or for Exapower, same exact thing.
Oh my god, the timing's exactly the same as well. forZe just emerges and just like, wait, where is he? I don't see him. That was a great last round from Heap. We were talking about how the Harry-Heap combo came into this Dignitas Vi roster. And Harry's actually kind of slowed down. Heap doing a bit more in the past few rounds. Exapower, once again, he really wants to force the issue, and they're holding for this peak. They know what he wants to do, and Halzerk hits the shot.
Yeah, just the execution. The firing squad ready and waiting for him. And well, now, what do? You're down a man, and it's going to be gamble time here, and forZe right now thinking that this is going to be the A site. They've rotated a third man over here. Could be second-guessing themselves, and it's looking like it. Flit with the AWP heading back towards B.
I think this is Sorry, I think this is one of the differences where, like, you look at Acor as an aggressive AWPer, he's at least got someone with him, but, oh, Flit moving in with that secondary AWP, or with the recovered AWP, sorry, and Almazer's able to triple things in towards Banana. The nade as well from Flit, so well placed, and halzRK, count him out of the round, 30 seconds. Sure, he's got the bomb and an AWP, but money's really not looking good here for Dignitas Vi. I mean, he kind of has to go for it if they want something to potentially leverage a later round. forZe's money could be weakened, and he's actually picked the correct site, but time is really against him here.
10 seconds on the clock as he rounds the corner. halzRK is going to be hard-pressed so long as there's patience shown here by FaceCrack. FaceCrack could have let him start it. I mean, whatever. He gets the job done there. The main thing for FaceCrack is that he doesn't peek into halzRK. And so that does not happen, and it is map point now for forZe. On their map pick, it's worth pointing out, this is Inferno, and forZe feeling pretty comfortable here. But a 6-round lead and a 4-spy coming out of Dignitas means that it's going to be pretty grim for the Scandies.
It's interesting that we see the AWP change so many hands on forZe. Typically, Almazer is the secondary AWP player, so if Exapower does lose his life, he'll take up the reins. But he's just been so good on the rifle this map, and you can see why. Getting so aggressive as well. The confidence really brimming through from Almazer in particular. And the nade, oh, it hits him dead on. Harry, slowed down by that, can't chase the frag down, and Dignitas Vi, they may just be contained here to single digits on this first map. forZe hoping to close this one out. They seem to have a pretty good indication as to where Dignitas Vi are going. A stack towards A.
Whoa, and they line up through the smoke. Jerry gonna gun down 2. They don't even see the bullets. Flit takes them out, and Heap is gonna be the last man alive. 1v5. There's always hope. There's always a dream, but with a minute on the clock, he can hope that they run into him one at a time. That would be very kind of forZe. That's one way to do it. Look at that. Flit even gonna oblige with the peek. How kind. Not going to find it, though, unfortunately for Heap. It is going to be 16-9, the final score on the first map, Inferno, between forZe and Dignitas Vi.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a lot more of a close endeavor. Of course, this wasn't a map that Dignitas Vi are picking into, and you look at the circuit, they talked about on the desk the fact that the map pool is so similar and that there's going to be a lot of crossover. So the opportunities were there for Dignitas Vi to really get things going. We saw some nice individual plays, but it just really, that CT side is really where things started to fall apart. But we're going to throw ourselves over to a break. We have a nice little documentary to segue us into the desk, or rather the second map, and we'll see how they get on Nuke. Secondary